Seeing Wang Tongming and Jiang Cheng whispering back and forth, Qi Yuan, with a young woman in his arms, called out, "What could you two men possibly be murmuring about? Come, have a drink." "The ladies here are beginning to lose interest." Wang Tongming waved him off and replied, "The matters we discuss are beyond your understanding. Go play elsewhere." He then turned back to Jiang Cheng and said, "Jiang Cheng, pray continue." Jiang Cheng resumed his point, emphasizing the necessity of finding new pressure points and seizing fresh opportunities. Pausing there, he poured a glass of wine for Wang Tongming and said, "Let us set aside such heavy topics for now. Headmaster, Brother Qi, let us drink." Qi Yuan clinked his glass against theirs, responding, "Precisely. That is the spirit, Brother Tong. Brother Jiang, we shall not stop tonight until one of us is drunk." 2 hours passed in the blink of an eye. Qi Yuan stumbled out with a woman in his arms and said, "Brother Jiang, I am heading to the Shanghai Bund with these ladies. Would you like to rent a room there as well? The accommodations are quite refined." Jiang Cheng cast a fleeting glance at the two women standing nearby, silently noting their details. Jenny, 21 years old, 175 centimeters, 60 kilograms, privacy rating 3, friendliness 90. Her close friend, Hu Qianqian, 22 years old, 163 centimeters, 55 kilograms, privacy rating 5, friendliness 70. Ordinary, he mused. Compared to the women the headmaster had brought along, even Xiao Anan, or Wang Yuyan, or even Yu Xiaoxiao, were far superior. With this thought, he declined. "There is no need. I have already called for a designated driver." Qi Yuan countered. "A designated driver? Is it a man, or a woman's? If it is a woman, you must be cautious. I once encountered a female driver who tried to take advantage of me. The fare was only 59 yuan. Yet when we arrived, she demanded 15,900 yuan. Jiang Cheng chuckled. "Understood. I appreciate your concern, Brother Qi." Wang Tongming gestured a farewell. "Young Master Jiang, thank you for your insights earlier. We shall continue our conversation next time." Jiang Cheng nodded. "Indeed, Brother Wang. Until we meet again." Moments later, Anyan arrived to pick him up. Upon seeing the women beside Jiang Cheng, she felt a flicker of irritation, thinking, "Who are they? Why is Jiang Cheng always surrounded by so many people?" She immediately approached and declared loudly, "Hubby, I have come to take you home." The other women instantly maintained their distance, but not before turning to deliver a lingering, meaningful remark. "Jiang Cheng, you have taught me much tonight. Thank you, and I look forward to your further guidance next time." Jiang Cheng replied with a wry smile. "Very well." Once settled, the two of them stepped into the car. Anne asked, "Honored guest, where would you like to go?" Jiang Cheng pinched her cheek and replied, "To your home, naturally." And Ken turned to him, feigning resentment. "I thought perhaps you wished to go to Chu Ying's place instead?" Jiang Cheng replied, "If that is not your desire, I can certainly go elsewhere." Privately, he thought, the games she is playing beneath the table are quite interesting. Now that the outburst has subsided, what act is she putting on next? Upon hearing this, Anna Fan's attitude shifted instantly, her voice filled with urgency. "Hubby, I was only joking, please don't be angry." Jiang Cheng responded, "You made your choice to fulfill your role at the start. If you regret it, you are free to leave at any time." And Karen clung to his arm. "Hubby, I have no regrets. It is simply that I have grown fond of you, and I find myself becoming greedy. I only hope you will treat me a little better." Jiang Cheng looked at her and asked, "Have I not treated you well enough? Did I not afford you sufficient status during the live stream?" Adrian replied, "You treat me very well, but I fear that you will eventually grow bored and forget me." Jiang Cheng stroked her face and said, "As long as you remain obedient, I shall naturally never forget you." Tears welled in Anne's eyes as she whimpered, "Then, do you like me?" Jiang Cheng patted her head, soothing her. "Are you not my woman? Why would I not like you?" And Karian finally offered a smile and asked, "Since you left me so restless this afternoon, could you help me find some relief tonight?" Jiang Cheng sighed helplessly. "Very well, let us hasten home." Before long, they arrived at Anhan's residence. Surveying the surroundings, Jiang Cheng thought, "It is quite small, so this is the apartment complex she usually calls home." Anhan spoke up, "Hubby, please do not look down on it. Just sit down for a moment." Before she could finish her sentence, Jiang Cheng pushed her onto the bed. Naturally, there were affairs to attend to first. Soon, the room was filled with the rhythmic, vibrant sounds of their intimacy, accompanied by the persistent creaking of the bed frame. The scene shifts to the following morning. After a night of intense passion, Jiang Cheng had already risen. Seeing Anne open her eyes, he immediately asked, "Didn't you say you were exhausted last night? How are you awake so soon?" And Anne did not answer. Instead, she sleepily inquired, "Are you hungry yet? I will go buy some breakfast for you." Jiang Cheng pulled her into his embrace and said, "There is no need for such trouble. Let us go out to eat together. I see you have no kitchen here. How do you usually manage your meals after your live streams?" And Anne replied, "I make instant noodles, or otherwise, I order takeout. Upon hearing this, Jiang Cheng asked, "How much is the monthly rent for this apartment?" And Anne answered, 100 yuan. Jiang Cheng nodded, adding, "It is not expensive, though it is quite small." And Anne replied, "I am accustomed to it. In the magic metropolis, it is rare to find a place this affordable. I had to search for a very long time." Jiang Cheng then asked, "Why do you not live in the dormitory?" And Anne looked repulsed as she replied, "The roommates in the dormitory were always difficult. Ever since I began live streaming, they constantly gossiped behind my back. Once I began earning an income, I moved out. Aside from attending classes, I rarely go to the university anymore." Jiang Cheng thought to himself, given her appearance, it was only natural for other women to dislike her. After all, she was too radiant, making it far too easy for her to steal the spotlight from others. He then said, "Move out. Find a small apartment complex closer to the university. You need not worry about the rent. Choose whichever you prefer." And Anne cheered with joy upon hearing this, and as she embraced Jiang Cheng, she said, "Thank you, my love. I will go tomorrow." Jiang Cheng then gestured toward the wardrobe. "Look at this wardrobe of yours. Why is it so small and empty? Should a young woman's closet not be overflowing with garments? I will take you out to purchase some new ones." And Anne replied, "That is unnecessary. You have already given me so much. In truth, I only need you to hold a place for me in your heart. That is enough." Jiang Cheng spoke with affection. "As long as you desire it, I can provide you with houses, cars, and affection. However, my ideal is to conquer the vast sea of stars. I hope you can understand." And Anne replied, "Very well. I have already fallen for a scoundrel such as you. Regardless, as long as you do not abandon me, I shall never leave your side." Jiang Cheng laughed as he stood up. "I understand your heart. Rise, change your clothes, and let us depart." A short while later, the two arrived at the Hang Long Plaza and entered a luxury boutique. A staff member approached them with a warm welcome. "Good morning, sir and miss. Welcome." Upon seeing Jiang Cheng, the girl immediately recognized him and thought to herself, "Is this not the same gentleman from yesterday? And this is his new girlfriend? Wealth is truly formidable. No matter, as long as they spend money at my counter, that is all that matters." After they had finished browsing, the sales clerk announced, "Sir, the total comes to 480,000 yuan. Jiang Cheng handed over his bank card and replied, "Very well, swipe the card." Once the transaction was complete, he mentally addressed the system. "This expenditure is certainly worthy of the cashback card. System, I wish to initiate the cashback." The system immediately displayed a notification. "Cashback card successfully utilized. Congratulations, host, for receiving a 100x return. The total cashback amount is 48 million yuan. With the matter settled, they rejoined the crowd. And Anne hugged Jiang Cheng's arm and asked with a radiant smile, "My love, should we get some milk tea?" At that very moment, a young boy with a pitiful expression looked up at them with pleading eyes and said, "Big brother and sister, my name is Ahadao. I am 7 years old. My father was disabled in a workplace accident, and my mother is suffering from a grave illness requiring surgery. My family has borrowed from every relative and friend, but we are still short by several 100,000 yuan. I beg for your kind assistance." "Thank you very much." Seeing the boy in such a state, and Anne could not help but feel a pang of sympathy. She sighed at his plight, then crouched down, took out the small amount of cash she had, and said, "I am terribly sorry, little brother. This is all I have with me at the moment. Please take it all." The boy accepted the money and replied, "Thank you, sister. I wish you a life of happiness." The surrounding crowd, upon seeing this, began to jeer. "One look is enough to tell he is a con artist. Is this girl brainless?" Another replied, "Do you not see the wealthy young master beside her? She is merely building her White Lotus image. Do you not understand that?" Jiang Cheng listened to these remarks while looking down into the boy's eyes, thinking to himself, "No, this gaze does not resemble that of a deceiver." He then pulled out a thick stack of bills and handed it to the boy, saying, "Wait a moment. Take these as well." Once the boy received the money, he was overcome with emotion. He knelt and kowtowed repeatedly, saying, "Thank you, big brother. Thank you, big brother. May you live for 100 years. At that instant, the system notification appeared. Host has treated others with kindness and shown a willingness to help. The system rewards the host with the skill, heart's intent perception. Through this skill, the system can discern the sincerity or deceit in the speech of others. Jiang Cheng was taken aback. A new skill has been activated? This ability to distinguish truth from falsehood. Is it not akin to mind reading? Is it truly this potent? Excellent. Seeing the stack of cash Jiang Cheng handed to the child, the surrounding crowd stared in utter astonishment. Good heavens, has this handsome young man lost his mind? With so much money, why give it to a scammer of all people? One bystander suddenly realized something and remarked, Don't you find this handsome man familiar? Isn't he the one who topped the hot search list this morning with Principal Wang for causing a scene at a nightclub? The person beside him noticed the resemblance and chimed in, "Don't say another word. He really does look like him. He is even more dashing in person than in the video." Meanwhile, the system issued a notification. The host has utilized the perception skill. It is confirmed that the boy, A Hadio, is speaking the absolute truth. Jiang Cheng examined the results. The situation was indeed genuine. The gratitude within Ahao's heart was real, and the torment he endured was just as authentic. Reflecting on this, he helped Ahio to his feet and asked, "Ahio, stand up first. How much more do you lack for your mother's surgery?" Ahio wiped away his tears and replied, "I am still short 28,000. My father and I have been begging in different locations, but there are very few people willing to help." Hearing these words, Jiang Cheng felt a surge of indignation. It was all the fault of those swindlers feigning illness and poverty who had eroded the public's trust. Now whenever people see those in genuine need, they assume it is a deception, leaving the truly destitute without support. He then said, "Ahahio, I know you are not deceiving anyone. Do not fear. Follow me." He led the boy to a quiet corner and said, "Ahahao, take this 100,000 yuan and use it for your mother's surgery first." The boy stammered, "Big brother, this is too much. My mother's surgery only cost 28,000. Observing Jiang Cheng's treatment of the boy, An was filled with surprise, wondering, "Jiang Cheng, what is the meaning of all this?" On his side, Jiang Cheng patted the boy's head and replied, "After the surgery, there will inevitably be subsequent treatments. Keep the remaining funds to improve your family's standard of living." Privately, he thought, 100,000 is likely enough to resolve their current crisis without making them wealthy. Life belongs to them. Even acts of kindness must be exercised with measure. Upon hearing this, tears welled up in Ahao's eyes as he knelt down and exclaimed, "Thank you, thank you. When I grow up, I will surely repay your kindness." Jiang Cheng pulled the boy up and smiled. "Just focus on your studies in the future. Now the young lady and I will take you to the hospital." At that moment, the system notification appeared. Because the host has successfully redeemed an innocent soul from despair and restored his hope in the world, the host is rewarded with the danger perception skill and a U.S. stock market intelligence card. Jiang Cheng rejoiced inwardly, thinking, "One who wanders the world of cultivation cannot avoid the occasional blade. This skill will allow me to avoid harm. It is far more potent than the basic perception skill. This is truly a divine technique." An hour passed in a flash. After visiting Ahao's mother, An and Jiang Cheng departed the hospital. An felt a pang of sympathy and sighed. Seeing Hatao and his ailing mother, "I suddenly feel that my excessive shopping earlier was quite extravagant." Jiang Cheng replied, "Do not overthink it. Just do what is within your power." Suddenly, his phone rang. Jiang Cheng answered, "Hello, Principal?" On the other end, the voice of Qi Yuan echoed, "Jiang Cheng, your car has been repaired. Furthermore, there is a race taking place shortly. Come over and join the fun." 30 minutes later, Jiang Cheng arrived at the designated spot with An. Seeing them, Qi Yuan waved his hand. "Brother Jiang, you see? You are the only one with such prestige. No matter how many events we invited him to previously, he would never show up. It was only because he heard you were coming that he agreed to attend." Wang Tongming retorted with a laugh, "I have never been fond of supercars. Are you unaware of that?" Qi Yuan replied, "Brother Jiang, listen to him. He has several parked at home, yet he claims to dislike supercars. Why buy so many then?" Wang Tongming countered, "Then why do you insist on purchasing so many clothes?" Hearing this, Qi Yuan was left speechless. "My dear fellow, can clothing and supercars really be compared in the same breath?" Wang Tongming chuckled. "Are they so different?" Qi Yuan cursed under his breath. "Damn it. Only you have the talent for being this pretentious. Can you speak like a normal person for once?" At that moment, Anne's gaze fell upon a fleet of supercars. She approached them in awe. "This is the first time I have seen so many models at once. Does this place house every model imaginable?" Qi Yuan spoke up. "Sister-in-law, the entire venue has been reserved today. You are welcome to test drive any vehicle here. There is even a women's race taking place later." Anne turned to Jiang Cheng, her eyes filled with anticipation. "Jiang Cheng, what do you think?" Jiang Cheng smiled. "If you enjoy it, you can take a lap later." Upon hearing his response, Anne cheered with excitement. "That's wonderful!" Seeing this, Qi Yuan called out loudly, "Instructor, take my sister-in-law over there to test the cars." A young woman dressed in athletic gear stepped forward and replied, "Understood." Gazing at the rows of luxury vehicles before him, Qi Yuan rubbed his hands together, his voice filled with yearning. Seeing so many cars like this is truly tantalizing. I wonder when I'll ever be able to own a Porsche 918. Even a 718 would suffice. Jiang Cheng asked with a hint of surprise, "You truly don't own a vehicle? You don't appear to be someone lacking in funds." Qi Yuan replied, in a dejected tone, "I really don't. Nowadays, I rely entirely on my father's secondary credit card." Ever since I totaled 2 cars, he has forbidden me from buying another. My own meager savings are barely enough. If I were to purchase a 718, I would still have to pay in installments. It is quite difficult. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng patted his shoulder and said, if you lack the funds, you simply need to earn them. Qi Yuan replied helplessly, how? I would love to earn money as well. I dabbled in stocks a few times in the past, but the constant fluctuations were hardly interesting. Wang Tongming draped an arm over his shoulder and remarked, with your attitude of working 3 days and resting for 2, how could you ever be suited for the stock market? At that moment, the system suddenly issued a notification regarding a U.S. stock information card. After reviewing it, Jiang Cheng thought to himself, this U.S. stock information card is a system reward. This particular stock is experiencing strong growth with a very favorable trend. He then spoke up. Investing in stocks is not a bad path. It is a quick way to accumulate wealth. Qi Yuan turned toward him asking, Brother Jiang, do you trade stocks as well? The system issued another task. As the saying goes, the world flocks to where profit is to be found. Invite your companions to share in the insights of this specific U.S. stock trend. The system shall reward the host with 5 shopping cashback cards, each with a maximum limit of 2 million. Jiang Cheng reflected. This reward is not particularly enticing, but the true objective here is not the prize itself, but the cultivation of my social network. If I can help them profit through this share, I will not only establish a valuable network, but also demonstrate my own capabilities. He then replied, I do not usually participate in this, but I recently obtained insider information. If we engage in short-term trading, the profit margin could exceed 25%. Wang Tongming was taken aback, muttering, insider information? A 25% return? Is that not too high? He thought to himself. In the stock market, if you had claimed a return of 3 or 4%, I might have believed you. But such a high figure sounds entirely implausible. Conversely, Qi Yuan asked with great excitement, Brother Jiang, where did you hear this news? Is it reliable? When I trade, a 4% return is the absolute peak, Jiang Cheng replied. I am grateful for your hospitality over the past 2 days. Consider this a token of my appreciation. I can assure you that this stock carries almost 0 risk. Wang Tongming asked with a puzzled expression. Which stock is it? Jiang Cheng smiled. I cannot disclose the specifics to you just yet. If you are interested, you may have my investment firm handle the execution. I can only say this. Rest assured, it is a guaranteed profit, not a loss. Qi Yuan immediately replied, since Brother Jiang has said as much, I shall certainly join. However, I have only saved a few 100,000 yuan. Is that too little? Jiang Cheng smiled and replied, it is a modest amount, certainly. But if you invest it, I calculate that purchasing a Porsche 718 will no longer be an issue. Qi Yuan asked curiously. Then, Brother Jiang, how much do you intend to invest yourself? Jiang Cheng pulled out his phone to check his balance and replied, let me see. I might as well invest it all. Seeing the figure displayed on the screen, Qi Yuan could not help but exclaim, good heavens! Are you robbing a bank? How do you have this much liquid cash? Wang Tongming also sighed, saying, people call me the son of the wealthiest man, but looking at you, I think that title suits you far better. Jiang Cheng then said, think it over. If you wish to proceed, you may transfer the funds to my investment firm. If not, that is perfectly fine. Do not let this affect our brotherhood. I merely mentioned it in passing. Wang Tongming made up his mind and replied, in that case, I shall invest 100 million yuan. Seeing this, Qi Yuan spoke up. Brother Jiang is investing 600 million, Brother Tong is investing 100 million, and I only have 700,000? That will not do. I must find a way to acquire more capital. Brother Jiang, could you grant me some time? I will raise more funds immediately. Just then, an Anne walked up from behind and heard Qi Yuan's words. She broke into a cold sweat, thinking to herself, what did he just say? Jiang Cheng is going to invest 600 million yuan into a stock he just happened to buy? Exactly how much money does he possess? What kind of background does he truly come from? Heavens above!